guys the process of cooking baleadas, a traditional plate in Honduras. Growing up, she always ate them. I always ate them as well. And I think it's important to kind of get through, I guess, a little background of the baleadas through a few questions that I'll be asking my mother. And to start off, the first question: when did you first learn how to make baleadas and who taught you?
Okay, hi, my name is Maria, and I grew up actually eating baleadas and seeing my mom making them every time, often, and I love them. And that's how I started making them at that age, maybe at the 13 or 14 years old. And it is a simple dish to make.
All right, thank you for that. What do baleadas represent in Honduran culture, and are they more of an everyday food or something tied to family gatherings or special times?
Actually, baleadas are much more than just a popular dish or popular food. Eating a baleada can evoke powerful memories of home in Honduras, feeling actually in home.
Interesting. So, how has access to certain foods changed since you were growing up in your country?
Well, growing up in Honduras, things were more limited. It was actually not easy to have every ingredient. It was sometimes was hard to find beans, eggs, or avocados, but you can definitely feed a whole family with just those simple ingredients that you have at home with the flour and eggs or whatever.
That's something that we will be showing you guys next in the video. Why do you think this is the last question? Why do you think simple filling dishes like baleadas are important for families who might not have many resources?
Well, baleadas are one of those meals that really show what it means to make most out of the of what you have in the house. So in Honduras, not every family can afford to go out and have a dinner with their family. So it's simple, easier to make some baleadas, and everyone is gonna be full, eating baleadas. So
Yep. So that's it for our small interview questions. We're going to now proceed to show you guys how to make these baleadas and the ingredients that were mentioned.
enjoy.
Alright, everyone, so here are our ingredients to make baleadas. As you guys can see on the table, we have two types of flours. We have cheese, then we have the other bag of flour, we have a cup of water, we have beans, we have mantequilla, we have eggs, and here is my mom finally putting the flour to start mixing. It's important to know that using two types of flours just makes your tortilla better, softer, and less chewy. That's just what my mom has always been taught and how she was raised to make it. And as you can see, just put both, put a little bit more of the heavier one, and then you start mixing them. You add some water, and eventually you have to start adding some oil, which she will do in a second. So after a few minutes of mixing, you start to get a different texture. And this is when you begin to apply some olive oil, which I had mentioned earlier. You keep on doing this until you get a certain feel to the flour. And honestly, I couldn't tell you guys what that feel is. I just know that my mom has like a certain touch and feel to the certain flour and dough that she uses for this. So it's kind of difficult for anyone, honestly, to do this part of the baleadas. After a few attempts of kneading the dough and adding oil, you continue to do this and rip apart a little sample of it just to get a better feel for what your first baleada would look like. And she's kneading it a little more just to get the first tortilla to feel a bit more softer and better. So she'll just do this continuously for the rest of the ones that she'll make. Let's just take a little moment to admire how smooth the texture of the dough looks now. Not everybody accomplishes this. I've seen many different types of baleadas from different family members and different people, and this process just always looks different for everyone. So having somebody like my mother who can like leave them and make them feel very smooth is honestly a great technique because it just gets better and better as she goes. After using up all the flour, you let the little balls of flour sit under a saran wrap, and this is your chance to start cleaning up for a bit. Then you can take your beans and put them in the grinder so that they are nice and liquidy for the baleada. After adding a little bit of olive oil to the beans, you set those aside in low heat until they start to boil just a bit. You clean your pan so that you start prepping for the tortilla, which you will make. You take out one of the little balls and then you start to flatten it with the palm of your hands as shown in the video. It depends. There could be different sizes. Some people make tortilla as big as a pan, as you guys saw, but we just want to make medium-sized tortillas. So here's my mom flattening it out for you guys until it becomes just thin enough, but not too thin for it to be placed on the pan, like so. So everything's cooking now. We have the bean pot almost done. We have my mom flipping 2 tortillas. She's going to be done with those 2 soon. As you can see, it takes only like maybe a minute to like 2 minutes for them to get cooked. And she's flipping more, just making sure so that she could just flip. One of the last things you cook are eggs, since they are the fastest and usually the last item and ingredient that you put on the baleada. You can choose to cook these eggs with green peppers, onions, no salt, with salt, however you wish, just as long as it has eggs. Now we can head over to prepare the actual baleada now that all of our ingredients are finally cooked. So we have our cheese and we have an avocado. This is honestly the perfect cut to an avocado for those of you who probably haven't cut or know how to cut an avocado. My mom always gets this right. This is a Honduran thing, guys. Come on now. After that's done, we shred the cheese. Usually the cheese is a little harder, so it actually shreds it, but this works since it's also a soft cheese. There's different kind of cheeses that you can complement it with. Here we are now prepping it. We put on some beans. We spread the beans as much as we want, and then we add some eggs as well. Usually after the eggs, you can put on sort of meat. You can put on chicken, you can put on steak, slices of steak, or even pork, and sometimes avocado. So we're adding avocado, and we're gonna keep it really simple. Obviously cannot forget the cheese, just grinds of cheese on top. Usually I like a little bit of cheese, some people like more cheese. It just depends on the taste. It all gives it a different flavor. And finally you top it off with some mantequilla, which you cut open with the scissor, and you just put the paste across it however you want. And here we are trying a baleada. My mom always tends to make it really soft and somewhat crunchy at the same time, so it gives it an amazing flavor.